Welcome, fellow travellers, to the weird and wonderful channel and into the shadowed corners of the old ways. Tonight we delve into a spectral realm, one where the veil between the living and the dead is as thin as a morning mist over forgotten fields. We're talking about ghosts, yes, but not the rattling chains and jump scares of a conventional haunting. We're talking about the deeply unsettling earthbound spectres that populate the eerie landscapes of folk horror. Folk horror, at its core, is about the terror of the familiar made alien, the dread that seeps from the very soil beneath our feet. And what could be more intrinsically tied to the land than its lingering memories, its unfinished business, its restless dead? These aren't just spirits, they are manifestations of history, of trauma, of forgotten rites and broken promises. Think of the classic ghost story. Often it's about a specific event, a tragic death, a vengeful spirit tied to a single location or object. But in folk horror, the haunting is often far more pervasive. It's not just a ghost in the house, it's the house itself that feels haunted, the land itself that remembers. The very air is thick with the presence of those who came before. Take, for instance, the chilling presence of the returning pagan deities or sacrificed innocents. These aren't always benevolent forces. Sometimes the land demands a reckoning, and the spirits are merely its instruments. They are the echoes of ancient beliefs, distorted and made terrifying by the passage of time and the erosion of understanding. These ghosts often serve as guardians of ancient ways, avengers of forgotten injustices, or simply the tragic residue of lives cut short by the harsh realities of rural existence. They are woven into the fabric of the community, sometimes acknowledged, sometimes actively suppressed, but always present. Unlike urban ghosts, which might represent individual tragedies, folk horror spectres often embody collective memory and collective guilt. They are the secrets buried deep, the sins of generations returning to demand their due. They remind us that the past is never truly gone, it merely waits for the opportune moment to re-emerge. Consider the psychological impact. When a ghost in folk horror appears, it's rarely a jump scare. It's a slow burn, a creeping dread that infects the very sanity of those who encounter it. The line between perception and reality blurs, and the living are often drawn into the spectral drama, becoming part of the haunting themselves. The isolation inherent in many folk horror settings amplifies this terror. When you're far from civilization, where the nearest help is miles away and the local folk cling to their own strange customs, who do you turn to when the dead begin to stir? The living might be just as dangerous or just as unwilling to help as the spirits themselves. Ultimately, the ghosts in folk horror are not just monsters to be defeated. They are often tragic figures, the embodiment of a broken natural order, a forgotten covenant, or a deeply ingrained curse. They force us to confront not just the fear of death, but the fear of what comes after death, and how those echoes continue to shape our world. So the next time you find yourself wandering a forgotten path or gazing upon an ancient moss-covered stone, listen closely. You might just hear the whispers from the soil, the lingering voices of those who refuse to truly leave. Because in the world of folk horror, the dead are never truly silent. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe to keep the channel going. And be sure to check out my books on Amazon. Be seeing you.